Se lo llevan para un lugar y viene el oficial con los papeles.
They take him somewhere, and then the officer comes with the papers and a small chain he was wearing. They said that Victor Manuel was being deported to Cuba. Can you imagine? That was the worst moment for a mother.
Sandy Peralta Torres lives with an emptiness in her heart. Her son, Victor Manuel, was deported to Cuba on April 24th, leaving behind a devastated family and a question that haunts them. How could this happen? Victor Manuel Izquierdo Peralta first arrived in the United States from Mexico in 2019 as a 15-year-old boy seeking refuge from Cuba. After being briefly sent back to Mexico, he re-entered with his mother as a minor. By 2021, he had received a document known as an I-220B, allowing him to remain in the U.S. under supervision while immigration authorities reviewed his case. The papers allowed Victor to remain in the U.S. despite receiving a final removal order. For some, it's a temporary lifeline, granting work authorization while they wait. But for Victor, it wasn't enough to stop his deportation.
Víctor ya empieza a crecer.
Victor is starting to grow up, and he reaches the age where he can work. He gets a work permit. But during that process, Victor starts dating Tsunami Perez, who is now his wife. Around late 2021 or so, they begin their relationship. I'm not sure exactly, maybe in 2021, but I don't remember very well. And then the baby arrives.
What happened next shattered this young family. Despite his pending immigration case, his marriage to a U.S. citizen, and his American-born child, immigration officials told Sandy that Victor needed to wait in Cuba for a ruling on his appeal. The family later discovered all his requests had been denied. Victor was deported, leaving behind his wife and a baby boy named after him. Under U.S. law, he's barred from re-entry for the next 10 years.
Victor is
a man with no criminal record, no history of offenses. He is a hardworking man, dedicated to his home, to me, to our child, to the house, to everything that is his. We are his world, and he is ours.
With no immediate family in Cuba, Victor now stays with a distant relative in Havana. Meanwhile, Tsunami faces the crushing weight of raising their child alone.
I have been left completely alone with all the car bills, diapers, baby food, absolutely everything. I am asking for a little humanity, please, for them to have a bit of mercy, to open their hearts and see if Victor can be allowed to return and wait for his family petition process.
Immigration authorities maintain that individuals with final removal orders will be immediately deported, a policy being enforced with renewed vigor across the country. ICE did not respond to our request for comment, but Victor's immigration lawyer, Sulimari Maimi Serrano, sees his case differently.
We filed what it's called a stay of removal to allow him to stay, yet the authorities took no consideration of that stay of removal, and prioritized his removal. When you see it, this was not what was supposed to happen. This administration came into place saying that they were going to prioritize people with criminal history, people that had absconded the law, and that's not Victor's case.
I mean, how do you feel as an immigration lawyer seeing this?
It's not a difficult question for me to answer. It's not fair. It's not fair because this system needs to also be a human system. You're dealing with human beings who have departed their countries because they're fearful. They're looking for an opportunity to have a dignity in their lives. And when you see this in the dialogue around immigration and the dialogue around being criminals, that is completely incorrect. Victor was not a criminal.
For Sandy, hope comes in the form of an expedited humanitarian visa.
We are trying to expedite the family petition that Tsunami filed for him. Please, for humanitarian reasons, out of compassion, out of humanity, we ask that they try to speed up the process so that it moves faster and he can return with a humanitarian visa.
My grandchild isn't sleeping well, Sandy tells me, her voice breaking. In today's immigration climate, their plea for a humanitarian visa feels like a whisper in a storm. Yet for this family, that whisper is all they have left. This is just one story among thousands. As new immigration policies are reshaping lives across America, families are left wondering if they will ever be whole again. Nitza, Soledad, Perez, CGTN, Miami.